Hello and welcome. Normally I would welcome you in person. Unfortunately, I'm not available today and I have to talk to you through a video. You are joining BACS today and we are welcoming you to one of the largest and most prestigious projects in the world. As you mostly are familiar with the BACS scope, we're doing 2 lines for Riyadh Metro, lines 1 and 2. We're responsible for package 1. But while we're doing our work, there's 2 other consortia building another 4 lines. This scale of a project has not been done before in a city the size of Riyadh with 6 lines simultaneously being constructed. I hope that just like me, you will find the challenge of this project exciting. And going forward, I hope we will work together to deliver this job on time and as per our promise to the client and the public. It is important that we know who our client is. We work for the Riyadh Development Authority. We have a contract with them for one of the largest contracts in the history of the 3 companies that are part of the civil joint venture, and also Siemens at over $10 billion. We are in a consortia with Siemens. There's 2 parts to this team. We have a civil joint venture, which is a joint venture between CCC, Al Mabani, and Bechtel. I would like to point out that our joint venture between those 3 partners is a fully integrated joint venture. What that means is that we are all 1/3 members, and we can only make money and share it together, or we can lose money and share it together. One partner cannot benefit more than the other partner, and one partner cannot lose any more than the other partner. Therefore, we must wear one hat, one CWJV hat, in order to make the civil side of this consortia successful. Similarly, we are in a consortia between the civil joint venture and Siemens, and that is what forms the BACS consortia. And the BACS consortium is responsible for the delivery, and we, along with Siemens, are responsible for meeting our deadline. So again, it is in our interest as a civil joint venture to work with Siemens to deliver our obligations. I'm quite excited when I look at our team. We have a very balanced team. You'll see that we have several nationalities, and we have assembled a team of professionals from all over the world. This is an opportunity for all of us to learn from each other. Each one of the joint venture partner and the people bring something of value to this joint venture, and it is our opportunity to learn from each other and make sure that we make this job successful, but also form the basis of long-lasting careers. I'm especially proud of our Saudi national percentage. We're at 10% today. We'll continue to grow. We have a very good team. We have committed that this is not about percentage of Saudi national. This is about developing Saudi nationals so that in the future, when projects like this come on board, they can be managed and executed by our Saudi colleagues. That is a commitment we have made, and that is a commitment we intend to keep. Before I start in detail about what the project is and what our commitments are, I'd really like to talk to you about a fundamental value that we must hold true, and that is our commitment to the principles of ethics and compliance. Please take this message very seriously. We will absolutely not tolerate any infractions to those policies. It's important that everybody is aware of what these are. We have resources available that you can look at online. We have an ethics and compliance officer that is always assigned to this project. Please make yourself familiar with them, and it is extremely important that we never ever allow any pressure from anyone to allow us or for us to agree to do anything that is not ethical or does not comply with our obligations, with the obligations of this country, its country's anti-corruption laws, the U.S. anti-corruption law. We are committed to all of those. The next point that I would very much like for you to consider and take to heart is our commitment to health and safety. And there's a simple principle I'd like every one of us to adopt, and that is all accidents are preventable. We must believe that. This is not something we just say. It is something we must believe. If we believe that every accident is preventable and do everything in our power to make sure we prevent them, we can ensure that everybody that comes on this project in the morning goes back to their homes in the same conditions as they came out that morning. That is our commitment, to make sure no one gets hurt on our project. And there are certain rules and resources available to you. There's toolboxes, toolbox kits, there's a health and safety toolbox online available to you. But if nothing else, I would very much like you to consider and make sure you are totally familiar with the 12 life-saving rules. They're posted everywhere. There's something that we could put on a card, but it is extremely important that we make ourselves familiar with them and we live by them every day. So please take a moment whenever you have time and you go back to your desk to look at the resources, familiarize yourself, and live by these rules. Our commitment is not to allow anyone to break these rules. Going to our project, we have made a commitment to deliver this project in 60 months. It is a very big undertaking. We have 35 kilometers plus of an alignment in line 1 and over 25 in line 2. That is a world-class, huge project. We have almost 40 stations that we have to build. For us to do that and meet our commitment in 60 months, we have agreed to what we call a 500-step plan. The 500-step plan is not necessarily 500 steps. It has a lot more steps in it, but they are the key milestones that we must meet. And that the idea is that if we meet those 500 milestones, these key milestones, we will be able to deliver this project in 60 months on time. These milestones are not just the civil joint venture milestones. These milestones also include our Siemens colleagues' milestones, because as we build the civil joint venture scope, we transfer that to Siemens, and Siemens builds their scope on top so that we can have an operating railway at the end. It is important that we are all aware of the 500 steps and what they are, and we deliver to them. With that, thank you very much. I welcome you again to BACS, and I hope that we can see each other out on the job.